because of 2 years of Language Nest, there are now more kids speaking between the ages of 3 and 7 than any other demographic in this community. They are speaking with the language with joy, and they're speaking it every day to whatever capacity they can, and their ages 3 to 7. We've had grandparents come in weeping and saying, my grandson just spoke Tlingit to me, and even though I don't speak Tlingit, they spoke the same language that my grandfather spoke. These kids, without knowing it, are healing some of the historical trauma and bringing their communities together.
The elders' goal was always to have a school. It was their goal to teach the children immediately. But they discovered through the planning stages that, oh, we have to train our teachers first. We need to teach the adults.
They all cared so much about the culture and language, they came together to try and do something to try and mobilize, and I just really, really appreciated that.
The first year it was a challenge. We're trying to do sign language and speak Tlingit to 3 to 6-year-olds.
In the first month we opened the Language Nest, we all almost quit our jobs. It was so hard, and it was actually Nak'eli who made the change in everything. It was just over a month after we started. We were telling the kids, that means it's time to go outside and play. And it's a phrase we have said to them every single day. But that day, Ryan looked at us and he's like, guys, I think that means it's time to go outside now. And all of us as teachers looked at each other and were just in awe, like they finally understood us. And that changed everything.
They blow your mind every single day because they start putting things together now and they want to make their own sentences.
It's really cool, I don't speak and I understand some. I'm trying to keep up with the kids as they go, and watching them all be in their little realm. It's like the coolest thing, they're responsive, they listen, they like the storytelling.
The kids love to say "ach tuusigu," right? Instead of just saying happy, but when you say "ach tuusigu," it's like my internal being is filled with happiness.
It's a beautiful language. I love how rhythmic it is, and I love how things translate.
I think it's such a strong basis for the culture here. These kids' brains are made for all this knowledge and education right now, especially with the languages, and this is to carry on what our ancestors couldn't.
Around my grandmothers, they spoke a lot of it, and they never tried to teach us. And the reason why they never tried to teach us, because my parents told them not to teach us. Because when they were going to school, they were punished, for speaking the language.
There's a lot of trauma and there's a lot of sadness that comes along with a language. And so we're trying to allow as much space as we can for healing.
We want this program to continue so that our children are able to fully understand themselves. I see a lot of natives who are lost. A lot of that has to do with not understanding why they are who they are. And with understanding our language and culture, you begin to understand those things.
I am 100% behind the Language Nest. I think it's vital to the language and the culture of our people.
The state of our language is looking brighter than it ever has been. For the first time in several generations, instead of losing, now we're gaining. Now we're at a unique place where our grant and our mission have been to just establish a nest. Done. We've done it. We want to grow. We need to continue to evolve.
This is the ideal place to start to continue learning for these kids to be connected to who they are and regain their identity as Tlingit people.
These kids, seeing the change in them over the last 2 years has been amazing. I feel like they will take our language places we never imagined they would. That's exciting. That's really exciting.